Hi, I'm Randy Reed, editor of Design and Lighting Magazine, and we are here in Frankfurt at Light & Building, and I am joined by Andreas Schulz of Licht, Kunst, Licht. Welcome, Andreas.
Thank you very much.
It's nice to have you, and it's nice to see you again.
Thank you very much.
So the first question, what have you seen here in the show that's exciting?
Okay, I've been here since Sunday, then I turned back on Monday. I saw my whole team on Tuesday, and we had a discussion who saw whatever.
Okay.
And it was surprising because everybody has to take photos, and we looked how much photos are similar of other persons, no? So who got the same things in mind. And we were surprised that different generations saw different things. So the younger crowd saw different things than the experienced ones like me.
Okay.
That was surprising, because we're working all in one office, no? And the task is the same, no? But it was a little bit like that. Yes, and we are, let's say, we are a little bit hooked up by the ones we know, but there are some new guys here. No?
Okay.
And you step then into your, let's say, the used ones or the ones you know, and you be a little bit shy to step into a booth where you don't know what they offer, blah blah blah. And so it's quite interesting. I saw some nice things. It's not, let's say, groundbreaking fair. No? You see a lot of things which are, let's say, adapted to our needs, which are not really new, but there are some products which are really new, and that was interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Can you share with our audience a few products that you saw that you were impressed by?
I just turned back from Maya Lighting, a smaller German outdoor company, and they had some really nice new outdoor elements, and they used the new reflector technology, which is more comfortable, and glare is our biggest topic in outdoor lighting. So there we saw some things. We saw some things at Vega as well.
Sure, I've been to the Vega booth a few times. What did you see at Vega that you liked?
Oh, they have a floor-recessed luminaire to illuminate facades, which is, let's say, intelligent or digital. No? So the light sources, you can tweak them by using an iPad and turn, I think there are 40 of them, and individually you can dim each one of them. So it's quite interesting. Yeah.
Did you see their insect light?
Yeah.
I was very impressed by that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going down to the low pressure sodium 1800, but it's 1800 like.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not really 1800, but it's a certain frequency that does not attract bugs.
Yeah.
So I found that fascinating. Okay, Andre, let's talk a little bit, change the subject here, about fee trends. What kind of trends are you seeing for fees for lighting designers in Europe?
Okay, yeah. The market is competitive, very clear, huh? And depends a little bit in which area you are working. For example, I have an office in Berlin. And Berlin is the hub of lighting designers. So I have 5 or 6 competitors, and clients, investors, project developers, or whoever is asking all 5 of us or 6 of us. And so it's quite competitive. And let's say, but the fees are still, I would say, good in compared to the rest of the world, because in other countries lighting design is not established, still not established, and for that reason our German or European fees are still on a higher level, very clear. Huh?
Well, I hear the German levels are higher, but the UK levels are not so high.
No, the UK is okay. Yeah, it's a little bit related to what UK did. No? So they are kind of isolated. Before they were, let's say, open to the world. The British were the ones who were used to work all over the world, having employees from all over the world. It's not so easy anymore for Italian lighting designer to get a work permission in UK. No? So this is all related to, let's say, the Brexit.
Okay, interesting. All right, thank you for that. Okay, how about the circular economy, sustainability? Is that important in your firm's specification, and have you seen a lot of products here that would meet those requirements?
It's important for our company. It's a kind of our branding because we have a green heart since the company opened up, which is 30 years ago. So for us, it's not a new topic. No?
Okay.
But let's say the circular economy, it's a different topic because just a few manufacturers are really reliable of what they promise. So
Okay.
it's a for all of them it's a big topic. If you have to, let's say, take back your products, you need
Right.
a machinery for that, no? And
Okay.
it's so warehouses are getting smaller instead of getting bigger. No? They don't.
Okay.
They try to be more efficient, delivering on time, no?
Right.
On all these things. And right now they have to think. Okay, maybe 10 years later we have to return a luminaire. It has to be stored somewhere to be recycled, and this is not so super easy.
I hadn't thought about that.
No,
The warehousing to receive the end-of-life fixtures.
Yeah, and you need to.
But some companies are doing that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they are doing it, but do you sell today a luminaire, and the
Right.
luminaire has a certain number, in 10 years it's not on the market anymore,
Right.
but somebody returns that luminaire. So you need a system which is reliable to deal with these things for
Okay.
the next 20 years. Not so easy.
I've seen some luminaires here made from hemp. I've seen some made from wood. I've seen some that are aluminum spun with no lacquer, with no paint at all. Do you specify these types of fixtures in your work?
I've seen those ones without a coating as well, and let's say what the clients say one time if they don't look good after 5 years because they
Tarnish.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's a different topic. It's a little bit, yes. For example, in the city of Berlin, if you go to a fancy bar, you see a lot of rusty, bare materials. No? So
Right. It's kind of a trend
yeah,
right
it's
now.
in fashion right now, and for that reason, everybody looks interested in it. I don't think that will stay for long, but it's right now a good story to tell.
Okay, interesting. How about circadian entrainment? Do you see any of it here? And do you guys specify any of that in your work?
I think first of all we have to talk about it. What is it? If it is, let's say, human-centric lighting in the right way, then it needs to activate people. For that reason,
Activate their circadian.
yeah.
Right?
For that reason, you need a lot of energy, a lot of illuminance level, and a lot of, let's say, things which are against any certification of a project. If you're running a project on LEED certification, platinum, and you have to spend 3 times the, let's say, amount of energy to activate people, you don't get any LEED stamp. So what do you want? So I think there are no investors who will risk that they don't get any certification because we activate people inside. So
Okay.
it doesn't work.
I am amazed at how little light and health I see in the show.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a few booths promoting that, but very few.
Yeah, you're right.
So-
But for example, when the topic came up and we had the first light sources which were tunable, we thought about where can we use it? Where is it beneficial? And exactly 10 years ago, exactly here in Frankfurt, I've been requested by the Fraport, by the airport authorities of Frankfurt. Because they built a new terminal, what I would do as a lighting designer for that terminal, because it's a glass terminal, a lot of daylight.
Right?
And I told them that I would have tunable white light. At nighttime, I would have a different color temperature than at daytime. Because the journey starts not in the plane; it starts at the airport. No? And
Okay, I agree with that.
yeah, no, it's a very
It's
clear
interesting.
thing. I'm a frequent night flyer because I'm working overseas, and when I go from my nicely illuminated apartment in the city of Bonn, I take a train to Frankfurt.
Okay.
In the train, I get awake like crazy because the light is full on, 500 lux, 4,000K light.
I hate
and
that.
It's terrible, but it's just a 40-minute train ride. Then I arrive at the airport in Frankfurt. Lighting is totally terrible. It starts to become good if I go into the Lufthansa lounge, for example, or in any lounge, and then it gets a little bit cozier. But when I'm in the plane, it's fantastic because Airbus and all these big companies, or there are just two big companies, they took care of it and they have beautiful light for the evening flights already when you enter the plane. And they said, okay, the story should start at the airport. For that reason, then we got contracted for the terminal number 3, which is our biggest project in Germany. And you will see one time later when you come back for the next light and build, you have an airport which has, let's say, color adjustable light. So from 2700K to 6000K we can tune every light source, and at nighttime it will be dimmed down and be very warm and cozy.
And it'll be energy efficient.
Yeah, it will be. We are still at 120 lumens per watt, even with color shift, so it's quite efficient.
And then today, that airport is very efficient because I assume the lights are off because it's closed.
Yeah.
Because of the strike. So hopefully when I come back next time, we won't have that issue. Okay, any closing comments you want to leave? Any trends you want to talk about before we wrap up?
I'm totally happy that we are back at Light and Build.
Yes.
And I was fighting for it a lot because a lot of, let's say, manufacturers and vendors said we don't need a fair anymore. That was Corona triggered, which is a totally mistake.
Yes, sir.
It's a totally mistake. We need that fair, and as a company like ours, we have 50 people. If those 50 people in 4 different offices are waiting for the vendors to show their latest products, it can't work anymore. We go here for 2 days with everybody, and then we are informed. That's why we are here.
Right. Okay. Well, Andreas, thank you for sitting down with me. I appreciate it.